Hello? Hello? Can you see me? Hello? Hello? Blind mouse here. Hello. Hi. Today's video is going to be the blind leading the blind. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I'm talking about online dating like I have really anything. Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot of experience with it, but what I will tell you, I will share with you the experiences that I have had so far and give you some pros, cons, tips, and tricks. So first, I have typically, I guess I should say, from 15 to 40, have always been in a relationship. I think in that whole time frame, I think I've spent maybe 2 years not in a serious relationship, which is I wouldn't say that that's great. I think that I had a problem. You know, if you've ever seen Runaway Bride, love that show. You know, the whole gist of that was this reporter goes around and tries to figure out why this lady's always running from these great relationships that she has, and he always asks the guy that she left, how does she like her eggs? And the guy always says, oh, she liked her eggs the way that I like my eggs. So basically she never knew how she actually liked her eggs. She just ate her eggs the way whatever guy she was dating. Completely relate to that. So I have decided that, 2020 was going to be my year. I had been working on myself. I've been single for a long time, and I was going to, go out there and, start dating. Well, I guess, everybody had big plans for 2020 and all the great weekends that were set up for that year. But it was just more me, more work and more me. So I thought, well, whatever. It is what it is. No big deal. Well, my neighbor has been pushing this app, Hinge, and she's a huge fan of it. And I have been not a huge fan of online dating, and I have all of these judgments about it without actually ever really doing it. So I kind of set up some rules for myself on if I were to ever do it, these were the rules that I was going to, stick by. And I thought I would just give it a whirl. I thought, it was something a little different. It wasn't like the swipe left, swipe right. And I thought, well, if I'm going to bash, online dating apps, I probably should, I don't know, maybe try it first and then actually have some, substantial, I guess, complaints about it before I just, anyway. So I guess the biggest pros is that, obviously it's online, it's an app. I do like the way the Hinge is because it's just more Instagram-y. It's not really just a left, right. You can actually, they have built-in prompts in there that they call conversation starters. So that was cool. And, it's pretty easy, whatever. So it's, oh, and it is connected to Facebook, but I don't have Facebook. So I guess that would also give you maybe a little bit of security if you kind of knew, like, this guy is three dudes removed and he's runs around in that circle. So that kind of would maybe give you an idea if he's like, mechanic guy, whatever category he would possibly fall, or she, whoever would fall into. So I gave it a shot, and let me just say, for, I guess, some of the tricks that I would say, as a woman, I think that you really do need to be careful on all of these, because especially, there's just a lot of predators out there, and especially right now, there's even, you're really going to need to just be careful. So the rules that I had set were that, I was not going to reach out to anybody. I was only going to speak to the guys that reached out to me. That way I had a better idea of the real potentials. And also, you can say what you want to say about cougars, but there are cougar hunters, okay? And these guys are relentless, and they are gorgeous, okay? They're gorgeous and relentless. And if you're gonna you just kind of cut yourself off with that if you're looking for something that's a little bit more long-term and a little bit deeper than physicalness, I guess. So I had it where I was only going to contact or I guess speak with the guys that were speaking to me. The second rule that I had was, or I should say tip would be that you have to do a phone call. Like I can be very sarcastic and I don't even realize I'm doing it. It's terrible. It's, I know it's a defense mechanism, but it's also kind of a love language. It's like almost I can speak fluent sarcasm sometimes. And so when you don't know someone or you're starting to, text with them, it's just hard to get a feel for somebody's personality when it's via text. I will not give anybody my phone number. I'm really private when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I don't care if it annoys them. We're going to stay on the app until whatever. But if they want to have a phone call, I would way more prefer a phone call, or they have a video chat, which actually I do like in the Hinge app. They do have a video and the phone call. So you can, right there. You don't even need to give out any phone numbers or anything like that. So definitely a phone call. Definitely only playing with the guys that were playing with me, and definitely a phone call prior to any kind of date or anything like that. And so, yeah, it's a full-time job. I don't, and honestly, I swear to God, everybody that got kicked out of Twitter they're all on these dating apps. I mean, I'm only speaking from I can only speak from my side, but between, hey, the sugar daddy guys that just want to throw money at you, which I don't know. I mean, I think there are apps for that specifically. I don't know why they're on Hinge, but I'm sure, there's plenty of, on the guy's side, there's probably plenty of girls trying to get you to come to their OnlyFans or whatever. So there's a lot of spam stuff on there. There's going to be a lot of dudes. I mean, if the dude hits you, the first time he hits you up is at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, he's an automatic in the toilet. He gets immediately cut out. So I really tightened it up to the point of tightness as far as, what I was willing to accept. And so I got this date, and he took me to this steakhouse that was a really nice steakhouse. I mean, their slogan is this is not your daddy's steakhouse. They have a DJ going, they're thumping music, the party doesn't even get going until 11 o'clock. And it was really cool. The food was amazing. He ordered everything for me. He ordered for us, I guess you could say. He ordered like the seafood tower. He ordered isn't it Wagyu? I'm totally destroying that. The really fancy steak, Wagyu maybe, I think. Anyway, it was amazing. The food was great. But this was like the funniest thing. So here I am, first date in I don't know how long, and this guy's been on this dating app for a million years, and not only that, he's on like every other dating app. And so I guess the feeling was, it was like my first day at the job, and he had already put in his 2 weeks notice. So he was already like upset that I was his first date. Like he was mad that I hadn't been, or not mad, but you know what I mean? He was already kind of saying, oh, well, it's not good for me if this is your first date, which I was kind of like, well, that's not really, saying you have a whole lot of confidence in yourself. So, okay. So that was my first, I guess, first observation, is that it was really, that the dynamic was definitely different in the sense that he is almost on the burnout, and I'm kind of like, hey, this is all new. I'm just kind of observing, and so it was a little bit weird that way. But, oh my gosh, the biggest insight that I got was, because he's been on this dating site for so long, and he's, telling me about all these women that, that he's been on these dates with that show up and they don't look like their picture. And he's like, oh, I knew you were going to look like your picture. And I'm like, why on earth would anybody, oh my God, put a picture that isn't them on their profile? Like, I was just kind of blown away at the fact that somebody would put, a picture where you're 15 pounds lighter or whatever it is. I mean, talk about, trying to be a trap. If you're going to meet that person, it's going to be pretty obvious. But also for the guys too. I mean, it seems like you could tell, especially now, if a picture is dated or not. Is it an actual hard picture that they took a picture of and put in their profile, or I don't know. So anyway, he was just going on about how, that had happened to him several times, and that, that was a problem. And I thought, wow, that's, again, being the rookie, I was just kind of a little taken back by that. Well, then it kind of goes into types, and, you have a type. Everybody's got a type. And I'm thinking, and they're thinking to myself, a type? I really don't know. I don't think I do have a type. And so he was telling me about his wife, his ex-wife, and how his ex-wife was Chinese, and that the lady that had just moved out last, 6 months ago, was Filipino. And I'm sitting there, and he said it so matter of fact that I was just sitting there thinking, holy shit, this dude thinks I'm Asian. And then I have this full-on movie montage that just, and it's going through all of these dudes that I have dated, and there's not that many of them, and how, they have dated or married a freaking Asian person right after me. And I was like, oh my God. And I mean, I don't know. I had a whole full-on disassociation. I'm sitting there, the music is going, and I am blown away at what he just said, and how I didn't really even know what to respond about it. So then he proceeds to start, talking about his dog. And he had this amazing dog that him and this wife that he had, that they had found. And he was a real estate guy. And so he had found this dog, cleaned this dog up, and then he started walking this dog around the neighborhood. To make, I guess, a long story short, is that this dog died, and he is so upset about this dog. And he ends up crying over a 30-minute story about this dog, and how this dog was everything to him, and he's slamming his hands on the table about this dog. And I am sitting there thinking to myself, holy shit, it had to be it was probably $500 is what he spent on this. We got drinks and all this stuff, and here he is a grown-ass man crying. Oh, and he's slamming his hands about this dog, and all I can think about is, oh my God, I'm freaking Asian. Everybody, oh my gosh, I'm false advertising or something. Check please. I could not get out of there fast enough, and I decided that sometimes I think it might be okay to be a little blind, and that dating apps definitely don't work for everybody. But if you are going to try a dating app, I would suggest that you be very careful about the dating app. Never give anybody your phone number. Never let them pick you up from your house. Things can go south so quickly. Even if you've talked to them several times on the phone, it's still, there is a time and place before you actually show your cards and where you privately live. So I don't know. I feel like I just basically got validated that dating apps are a bunch of shit. And I think that that's true just in general. I mean, I know you're, so-and-so. I don't think that, I think maybe when they first came out, there was some genuineness on there, but it's really a hookup. And especially since that guy was on every single one of the dating apps. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? If I need something like that, I'll just go down to the restaurant, to the bar down there, and that's pretty easily done if that's the desire. I don't think you need a dating app for that, at least not for a woman. Maybe for a man you do, but I'm not impressed with it, even that one. And I'd be interested to see what if anybody's experienced any funny stories or any tips or tricks or any more input. Put it down in the comments. I want to hear your stories about this madness. I mean, honestly, how else are you going to meet people right now? I mean, really, honestly. I mean, there is just, I don't know, but I'm open to any suggestions. Let me know. You guys have a great rest of your week. Happy, what is it today? Today's Wednesday, hump day. My computer died, so hopefully I can get this uploaded before the end of the day. But if not, that'll be disappointing, just like this online dating. But thank you. Have a great day.